I'm going to start out by saying I don't know how to do this unboxing quite right. So, bear with me on this journey. Let's get after it. Hello and welcome to Assorted Meeples. I'm Phillip, the Meeple on duty, and today from the title and the game all around me, we are pulling apart the game of Primal the Awakening. I backed it all in, and I have waited a year plus because I did a late backing. But it's here. It's all here finally. When you get the big box and all you got was the core box in it, you freak out because you're like, I ordered more stuff. And then a couple weeks later, the other one shows up. So first things first, we'll get this one out of the way because it's rather small. This is the Tome of Creatures. This is the art book that goes along with it. There is a little bit of lore, but it's mainly just art and breaks down the regions as you go. This is a gorgeous compendium of it. And the back half of it is, hold on, if I can get there. If I can get there. Come on. There we go. Beautiful pictures of their artwork all throughout the game. All the different armor and weapons and stuff like that. This was a little disappointing because I was hoping to get more information on the creatures that they created in this, and it just wasn't there. So, little disappointing, nothing crazy. Gorgeous artwork, which drew me into this game as well. I'm going to slide this over a little bit. We'll get to the expansion stuff, but I'm going to open this up a little bit more. First things first, this box is absolutely ginormous. It is gorgeous, but it is absolutely ginormous. And my problem comes in that as we slide it open, I don't know if you can see it right off the bat, but here on your edges, especially on around your top edge here, it's very delicate and it feels like it's going to be prone to tearing and ripping, like, and squishing down, so it shows corner damage and stuff like that. That's like the only negative I have on this box. The box is good. It's almost just too good that too big that I worry about it damaging itself from that. So we're just going to set my lid aside. Now I have the neoprene playmat, which is double-sided. Very nice. We're just going to throw that aside. Very crisp detail on it too. Very nice colors. Goes along with the game very well. Now, the big box, I will be having B-roll split through here, so the big box comes with 3 different pieces. They actually have finger grabs, so you can get in there and grab stuff very nicely. So, I'll leave all this on the table for a minute while I talk about it. You have one box full of the monsters or creatures, and another tray full of the creatures, and then the heavy bit. Then you have all the cards. So, big box, fits in there nicely. No artwork on the inside, which, again, understandable, as this is a huge box. You have the player board, which is a bit redundant, and you have, I don't actually know what that board is, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to need it. And we're going to set it aside for now. Otherwise, I'm not going to talk about the paper stuff first. So these 3 inserts actually do a very good job of holding it all in 2 layers and holding the game in place completely. Each one of these guys, let's see. Oh no. I have gotten into these boxes and I've read through the rule book. But as you can see, I didn't get too far into it because I knew I wanted to do this. And they have taped the ever-loving bejesus out of there. Now this slides off very nicely. Covers all the monsters. Let's just pick this guy because he looks like he comes out. Oh my gosh. Now, all these are what you want in your boss mini game. They are big, chunky, and extremely highly detailed. These, eventually when I get around to painting them, will be absolutely gorgeous to paint. There is a lot of space for them, but it's also a lot of detail that's going to show up very well once the paint hits. Now, I am looking, and I can see some of the crack lines where they glued these guys together, because they obviously, this is not one script, so, or one mold, so they were pieced together, and I can see some of those lines. Again, absolute gorgeous detail on these minis. They took the time to do it right, and I look forward to, let's bust out big old boy here. Oh, my gosh. Wow. That thing is huge. I don't want to play against him. He's going to ruin my day. Okay. Now, I really like these. Hold on. You almost have to. There we go. Oh, wow. That's interesting. These are so tight that you have to pull those out first. There it went. All right. These inserts do an absolute amazing job of not creating a lot of dead space while having all the minis in securely. I have Super Fantasy Brawl's big white box sitting right up here above me, and there's so much dead space in that box that doesn't need to be there, but they thought they were doing some really innovative insert design, and it just took up entirely too much space for what they were trying to do. Now, we will have had more videos going. Again, these guys are the same, so we're just going to set them over. Actually, we'll just tuck you back in the box. Tuck, tuck. Here you go. Now, let's talk about this. I have actually not got into the cards yet. This has a cover that holds it all here. Here are your player boards. So let's just find a good spot to create a hole and get in here. It's usually the place to do it. Come on now. There we go. The packaging on this is absolutely amazing. These inserts, they did a drop test on their box, as terrifying as that sounds for a new game, and they found the insert exploded, so they stopped shipment to get them reprinted thicker, which to me is a huge win. So these are your player boards. This is Darien. Some people have a shadow behind their eyes, and in that shadow moves a force that can explode at any moment. That force raises the sword that strikes with brutality, without mercy, without compromise. Oh, that's great. Mariah the Great Bow. Such, like, and these boards are set up amazingly simple. And then you have all the monster boards. I'll flash these guys, some of these guys up for each character. And the way they built this game just is absolutely amazing. So those are all the boards. Next, we have the rule book, which this is a big fatty rule book. It has, what is it, like 120 pages basically. But in order to play, you only need the first 30 pages. The rest is deeper dives into how the system works. And they made this system that you don't necessarily have to take that deep dive to truly understand what you're doing. The only thing I wish they would have done, I wish they would have made external pages for pages like a quicker set for 103, 104, and their glossary, like their keyword find, because while it's nice at the end of the book, it'd also be nice to have it in front of you. You could grab it really easy. This is the campaign book. This is, again, another 120 page book that has all the story prompts for this game. I have not looked inside this yet, except to look at how many pages are in there, and I can't wait. I've read the first 30 pages, which the way they set this up is truly, truly gorgeous. They set it up as your first fight. They don't give you just the rules. Here's the rules. They're like, okay, here's the prologue. This is the first battle you're going to go through. These are the things you're going to be doing. This is how it actually works in a game set. And it works. Now, we have the forges that you're going to be, as you level up and move along, you have all the forges that you're going to be using and leveling up. I will have, obviously, some stuff over top. As you beat different ones, you're going to have the ability to craft different pieces of weapons and equipment. Now, these are, listen to that good heavy paper. These are good quality prints, gorgeous color, deep, rich, saturated colors that you can see all the way through. I am enjoying that. Next, you have your campaign chapters and your character sheet that as you go through the campaign, you're going to be keeping track of. Everybody will have one of these so you know where characters are at. So when you reset, you can find it all really quickly. And then I have my damage, my terrain pieces, and all the cardboard pieces. We're just going to leave those in there. I have the helm marker. I have do not open until instructed. So I don't know what's in here, nor am I going to. Next, we have all of the weapon cards from all the different builds that you use. Now, this game, even as a solo, you have to play with 2 heroes. And, oh, these. Wow. Every card, every sword from level 1 to level 3 of each different type. The Shimmer Blade, Iridian Sunder, Aurelian Blade, Great Bow. So every weapon has a card that you will replace. And each card tells you what cards you're going to build your deck with and how many of those you're going to use, as well as any special abilities for it. So those are just going to slide back in there. That's very nice. Oh, and it has round structure. There these are. It has the round structures. It has the quick plays as well on the bottom of those. These are the, let's see here. I think these are the threat cards or peril cards or something like that, I do believe, for each monster. As well as some quests that I'm not going to look at closer. But I will show some of these peril cards, or these stances. These might be the stances, level 1 through... Well, actually, I don't know what those are for. I will have to dig deeper on that. That might be for when you just do a single battle, to spice it up a little more. In here, same thing as the weapons, you have all the armor types. In this one, you have all the helm types. In this pack, you have all the extra weapons that you can get and the items and stuff like that. And same thing here. These are all items as well. This goes with the, actually goes in here, and it also goes in the sleeve box, which we'll get to here in just a second. These are the dividers that you use to keep all the cards to make this game very quick to get to the table and back. These are the reaction decks for each monster. Yeah, had enough I could just get a finger it looped in there and rip it apart. These decks are how you control the monsters move. So on the back of each one, you're going to have a symbol. No, these are not those. These are their setup decks. I'm getting all lost because there are a metric ton of all these cards. And yes, I have the sleeves, so I'm going to sit and sleeve them all. And they just fell in here. Of course they would. Of course they would. Okay, there we go. Back in you go. No tucky, no tucky. And these are some of your hero cards as well as some more monsters. So this game breaks down your cards by green defense, yellow defense cards, red defense or red attack, and a blue maneuver. They all play same, and when you play one, if there's a card on the creature you're fighting reaction that lines up with that card color, that card gets triggered and you get the owies. So this game, either you can have nothing happen or it can cascade very quickly in a very negative way. There are another 2-pack of cards that I'm not going to show, but I will have flashed a bunch of these up so you guys can see what we're looking at with all these cards. I'm also skipping on because I do want to get to some of these expansion boxes to show you really quick, because they are a thing of beauty. So you slide. No, rule books. I also really like this because everything has a place. Not just like, oh, hey, it might fit here, it might go here, or you can throw them in. No, there's actually a set order you want to put all this stuff away in. It's a little detail that I actually really, really, truly love and appreciate from a company. All right. This is the sleeves box. I actually appreciate what they did with this, but also this is ginormous. This is what, like 16 inches by 16, 18, 18, something like that. This is set up to hold every card in the game with dividers and everything. So this will hold all 1,200 plus cards that the game has total. But it's like 16 by 16, 18 by 18. This is not sitting on a shelf very well. Like behind me, that's not going to fit on the shelf very well. So I don't know whether I like this or I hate this. I have to play the game more to see if I actually want to keep all this stuff and how I want to sort it and keep it. Yeah, I got to figure that one out if I'm going to keep it all. It's all very nice boxing, very tight fit, but not super snug. So I'm going to pull open just a couple of these and show you what I really like. Like, these boxes are never going to go together. This is the 2 extra characters that allow for a 5th player. These boxes will not ever consolidate down into one box, which is a little sad, but I get entirely. But what they did in the background with these boxes truly makes it a great system, and they thought of all the little details. So again, this is the Mount Havoc. This adds 2 more characters. You have an expansion rulebook You have the player boards. You have some more damage tokens. You have all the stuff for the game that you needed for the weapons. You have character sheets. And then in here, this box probably wastes the most space, but it also is the heaviest with all the cards. You have all the cards for the characters, as well as their minis and their weapon cards as well for all the games. And they sit in here super nice, super secure, not moving one bit, which makes me ecstatic that I don't have to worry about that. That one's pretty simple. Now we'll get to the true glory of these inserts. And again, I'll show off minis more in some cover B-roll on top of that. This is the Venom expansion. So we're going to run into the same thing. We're going to have our rules. You're going to have the campaign bonus. So these are the campaign elements for the Venom expansion creatures. You have the forges for the different Venom monsters. You have the monster boards for the 2 that come in here. You have any extra tokens. And this is kind of the cool part. You have the insert for the 2 monsters, so they stay snug and happy as bugs in a rug. And then you have an insert with all the extra cards that come with these creatures for the game, so you can play it, craft all the weapons, and all that stuff. Again, closer looks from the B-roll. I hope you appreciate, because I sure do. I love it when people show good pictures of games as they pull them out. So they did a lot of things really well, and I've got a script. I have not been going by it. Yeah, my notes are funny. The card box is both glorious and what the hell am I going to do with this, as it is too big and flat and designed too cleanly to hold all the paper bits for the game. Yeah, like they did such a good job, but I don't know if it's functional. Like it's functional, but it's so big I don't have a good storage place for it. The card box also came with one corner dented in, and I don't think that was because of the shipping, because the shipping was one of the best secured game boxes I've ever had. It was I think it was probably a factor corner ding, which doesn't affect gameplay or anything like that, just a little like smoosh, but I'm not going to hold it against them at all. Boxes are not that big to me, considering if I'm going to keep this game, there's no way I'm keeping it on all these boxes. So that tells me that I'm going to lose the boxes at some point anyways. Since I can already tell from just reading the rules and how the game is set up, it is simple enough and deep enough that I am really going to love what happens as I get my butt handed to me in a solo game. Because I don't see Heather playing this game with me, and this is a bit too big for the Meeples to dive into for Thursday nights, which we could be. This game was definitely worth the 2 to 3 year wait while it was being all put together. If the writing holds true across the prologue through the campaign reading, it is going to be a work of art. The mechanics for the fights look solid and simple and clean, and there's in between your fights when you're leveling up and using the spoils from your victory, they are very clean and well laid out. I haven't looked terribly far into any of the campaign or the leveling your characters up between campaigns and switching out cards and all that stuff, because I am planning to do a campaign very soon on through the content and seeing how well I like this game. And again, if I really like this game, I got to figure out a better storage solution than the absolute monstrosity that this is right at the moment. That is all I have with this craziness. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know if you'd want to see a campaign of this game solo, which means I'd be playing 2 characters at once, and I will try to make that happen as best as I can. I would have to figure some things out, but I think that would be very doable for me to get a good looking shot of this game. So, till the next one, we'll see you guys later. All right, bye.
If you like what you just saw, please support us by hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel for more great gaming content.